This cute little squid is eating shrimp. Wherever there's shrimp, no matter how big the shrimp is, she can eat it all up. Even if the shrimp is many times bigger than herself, she can finish it. Then, she lies on the ground, pats her round, full belly, and shows her satisfaction. Just a few days ago, Millie was trapped inside a glass bottle. Only when Betty appeared was Millie rescued. Then, Betty took Millie home and observed her for a long time because Betty didn't know what Millie was. Betty tried to pick Millie up for a closer look, but Millie refused. Seeing this, Betty tried to pour Millie out of the bottle, but Millie held onto the edge tightly, refusing to come out. Finally, after Betty shook the bottle violently, Millie groggily came out of it and then fainted. When Millie woke up again, she found herself in a strange environment. She hurriedly tried to escape, but unexpectedly bumped into the glass. A large hand then slapped the glass. Millie was terrified. It turned out that Betty had placed Millie in a huge fish tank. Millie was very scared, worried that Betty might harm her. But when Millie saw Betty's friendly expression, she slowly relaxed her guard. She even poked Betty's hand with her tentacles. Soon after, Millie and Betty happily played together, and sometimes Millie would throw tantrums. Just like that, Millie gradually began to trust Betty. But then, Millie suddenly started crying. Betty was a little confused. It turned out that Millie was hungry, so Betty quickly brought some rice grains, but Millie just sniffed them and threw them away, crying again. Then, Betty brought some squid tentacles. Perhaps because squid and cuttlefish are somewhat similar, Millie actually began to fight with the squid tentacles. Seeing this, Betty had no choice but to bring some small shrimp. This time, Millie's attention was caught. She devoured 3 little shrimp at once, finally showing a satisfied expression. However, Millie wasn't full yet, so Betty continued to feed her more shrimp. Before long, a whole bag of small shrimp was gone. Just when Millie was waiting for more shrimp to fall into her mouth, suddenly, a big lobster dropped down. Without thinking, Millie immediately began to devour it. In the blink of an eye, the lobster was gone. Then, Millie patted her round belly, but after eating too much, Millie quickly felt uncomfortable in her stomach. Betty quickly brought some digestive tablets for Millie to take. After taking the medicine, Millie felt better and was ready to play again. To improve Millie's living environment, Betty sprinkled salt into the water and placed Millie in it. But Millie forgot that she could swim. Betty helplessly found a packet of tablets to use as a boat for Millie. While Millie was comfortably lying on the water, a big shark suddenly appeared. Millie was terrified. She quickly squirted ink to disturb the shark's vision and only stopped when the ink was all used up. In fact, this big shark was just a toy. Thus, Millie spent year after year with Betty, watching cherry blossoms, having picnics, watching fireworks, taking walks, and building snowmen together. They had already become good friends. Many years later, Betty had grown old. Because of an illness, Betty could only play with Millie in bed. As Millie belonged to the fairy species, she could live for hundreds of years, so she wouldn't age like humans. As Millie slipped from Betty's hands, Betty's eyes closed forever. Millie was confused. She kept pushing Betty's hands, trying to wake her up. No one knows how long it passed, but eventually, Millie seemed to understand something.